Alright, I want to make a better flight video, so I'm going to do that. But first, I want to go over a few more things about this aircraft. So, like I said previously in the first video, this thing's all just a $20 quad from my local grocery store. And there's really no power plant to speak of other than just the four engines and the battery. That's for the person on the flight test form that was asking about this thing. I mean, if you watched the video, you would know that it's a cheap $20 quad. There's nothing to it. And also to the other guy that was saying, why don't I remove to the motors to the not to the motors to the propellers from the airplane and actually get to run better? It does not work like that, unfortunately. I think it's due to either the weight or the actual design of the aircraft. But for me, I want to have all four engines on my aircraft because I've flown this thing multiple times out in front of my house where it's like a whole neighborhood and whatnot, to where I need the extra power to basically get to clear a tree, a roof, or whatever I'm doing. So having all four engines for the extra power is essential for what this type of aircraft is. I also made a very ugly hat cam that will basically just that'll just slide my phone on so I can actually properly fly this thing and record this thing flying and whatnot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to charge this thing up and come back with the flight video. Alright, hopefully I can record a proper flight this time. If I can get the stupid phone in the case, that is. There we go. God, I feel like a tool with this hat on. It is a little windy outside still. But compared to the last time I flew this thing and did a video, it's a lot calmer. And plus that little punch out I just did right there, I was about to hit some tall hay or whatever this stuff is called. If I didn't have all four engines, I couldn't be able to do that punch out and actually stop this thing from crashing. Well, I don't know if I'll actually crash or not, but I'll at least hit this freaking grass. Granted, being in the field, the sun's in my eyes. I normally like to fly this thing in the front, basically in the front yard, because I can basically shield myself from the sun due to my house. But since I'm out in the field and it's windy, it's better this way, but the sun sucks. Yeah, the sun freaking sucks. If you're wondering why I was doing that weird oscillation, it's due to the gyros on this thing. This thing was never designed to be an aircraft. So the gyros are freaking out constantly, and I'm having to constantly have to correct this thing from crashing. Or overcorrecting itself. This is one of the reasons why I don't use the quads that have like the auto land and auto leveling. Good grief. That's the reason why I don't use the quads that are more pricier with the auto landing and the auto leveling functionality. Basically, those things ain't those things are way too smart to be able to be converted properly over to an aircraft. That's why I choose to use dumb cheapy quads like this one right here from, like I said, my local grocery store. Because this one's just smart enough to where it'll be able to keep itself from crashing, but also dumb enough to where it won't constantly self-correct or auto shut down because it's not leveled or whatever. I actually have a quad that has the auto functionality and whatnot, and I tried modifying it into an airplane. The thing flew for no more than like 30 seconds before it just shut down because the gyros on the thing just weren't able to self-ride or whatever it was. Like I said, that's why I like these little dumb quads over the smart quads. Mainly due to the fact that I have near full control over the aircraft compared to, like I said, the smart quad. I'm getting a pretty good flight time. I have no idea how long I've been recording for. And if anyone's wondering, no, this thing cannot glide. But once I start having problems with like the beams or the main wings, I might break this one down and convert it into and take the parts and convert it into an actual glider. Most likely an Ask 21. Or maybe the glider from If My Heart Had Wings, the second version. Because the Ask 21 is actually in that virtual novel too. And that's what happens when you tell it to do its stunt. Curse the sun. Constantly watch out for freaking cow patties also in this stinking field. Then again, the owner of this field does take care of cows, so nothing I can do about that. And if you're wondering, I've had permission from the owner of this field to fly my RC airplanes, launch model rockets, and all sorts of crap in this field. As long as I don't hit the cows, I'm completely fine. The owner of this field is very nice. I'm very happy he did not sell this to the contractors that were making my neighborhood years ago. If he did, I won't have this nice field to myself practically to fly my planes. And the battery died. And I almost stepped in cow patty. So hopefully I was able to capture all that on video, and hopefully you get a better idea of what this thing can fly like.